Hey, easy on the coffee, man. How many cups do you drink every day? Somewhere in the neighborhood of 15?
Say what?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Say What. Today's expression, in the neighborhood of. Let's start. Okay, in the neighborhood of. So let's start with the important word, and that is neighborhood. Neighborhood is a compound word. We are using a word, a noun, and a suffix. So neighbor and hood. So neighbor is a person who lives next to you or near you. So right now this is my apartment, this is the door of my apartment, and next door lives a family and they are my neighbors. Okay, we live in the same building, we live close to each other. That's a neighbor. Now when you put a lot of neighbors in a specific area, that area is a neighborhood. So the group of houses where a lot of people live, and these people are neighbors to each other, this area is called a neighborhood. Okay, so that is a neighborhood. And we are saying in the neighborhood of. In the neighborhood of. So we could here say the name of the neighborhood. In the neighborhood of Manhattan, in the neighborhood of Brooklyn, in the neighborhood of Harlem, etc. So we are saying that in the neighborhood of something. Now, what is the meaning of this expression? So yes, now we understand that we talk about a group of houses where people live, but what is the meaning of this expression? So imagine this conversation. Imagine you ask me, hey, where do you live? And I say, I live in New York. And then you say, but where in New York? And I say, well, I live somewhere in the neighborhood of Harlem. Is that enough information for you to come to my house? No, because somewhere in the neighborhood of Harlem is not specific. You could go to a lot of different places in the neighborhood of Harlem, and that is exactly the meaning of this expression. When you say in the neighborhood of something, you are not being specific, you are only giving an estimation, an approximation, just not the real or the exact number or thing or place or whatever. So look how usually we are going to say somewhere in the neighborhood of, and then the rest. So to better understand this, cut. Okay, so to better understand this expression, let's check first the example we used in the conversation in the beginning. We had this conversation between two guys, and the first one says to the second one, hey, easy on the coffee. So relax, you're drinking too much coffee. Easy on the coffee. And he asks, how many cups do you drink every day? And the other guy, he's clearly disturbed. His hands are shaking. He's drinking too much coffee. And he says, somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 cups. So he is giving a number, but this number is not an exact specific number. So somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 cups is maybe 12, 13, 17, somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 cups. Okay? So, in what other situations you might use this expression? A lot of situations. For example, you want to buy a car. And you say, okay, I want to buy a car and I have savings. I have money that I have saved. So I want to buy a car. And you go to the car dealer and they say, what kind of car do you want? And you said, I don't know. And he asks you, how much money do you have? And you say, I don't know, somewhere in the neighborhood of 20,000. So that is just an approximation. You don't have exactly $20,000, you have somewhere in the neighborhood of $20,000. Okay? So that is the meaning of somewhere in the neighborhood of. You could give an approximate number, an approximate date, an approximate amount, something that you don't have the exact number for, but you just want to say an approximation. Okay, so just quickly to finish this, why did I decide to explain this expression to you today? Well, because of the example in the beginning. I don't drink 15 cups of coffee a day, but when I am working a lot on the computer, I drink somewhere in the neighborhood of 7 cups of coffee a day. So that's going to be the end of this episode, and today I will ask you to leave me in the comments some examples you can make where you can use this expression, somewhere in the neighborhood of. And I'm in the comments, so I will respond to your examples. If they need any corrections and you want those corrections, I will do that for you. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to comment this video, like it if you liked it, share it, and subscribe to the channel so you can get all of our videos. Thank you very much for watching, and keep it simple.